So this is a FTP protocol. This is mainly used for application team. They want to transfer huge data day in and day out. They want to transfer data. This is what they're going to use. Okay, so let's set this up. So for this, so the use case is for application teams to copy the data back and forth. So what you have to do is you have to set up FTP, SFTP. Somebody's waiting. So it's called setting up set up a SFTP server. Okay. Okay. So for that, what you have to do is you have to enable NAT because we're gonna install a package from internet. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to shut it down. Oh, invalid. What was it you said we did here when into preference network? And excuse me. So this is enabled. Okay. Okay. The way you know the NAT is enabled is you will have this IP address from the router, okay? From your modem or router. Usually it starts with 10. Then you could ping google.com and then it's pinging to the outside server. Okay, so I'm going to clear this. So we're going to install the package from the internet. Okay, so enable network on VirtualBox. Okay, check to see preferences. Check to see preferences for uh, check to see preferences, network, net. So I'm going to enable the install. So the package we need is yum install and open SSH. We are getting this from the internet here, okay? This is the command yum. I will officially introduce you this maybe today or tomorrow, okay? And let me hit enter. So what is this going to do is it's going to install one package which will enable the SFTP server. Why is it going so slow here? Yeah, it's slow here. Hmm. history. You're gonna yum install this, and then system CTO status, SSHD service, and if it's not already on, then just restart. Okay, and then add a user, and then set the password. Okay, so your SFTP server is ready here. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch another box. And then from there, we're going to connect to this server. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 192.168.56.102. Okay, and default settings load. I'm going to change the color here. And then appearance, I'm going to set it to 16. And go back and select this and save. Okay, now 192.168.52.102. So from here, what I'm going to do is SSH Zafar at 192.168.56.101. Okay, right ahead. So now you are in 102. I'm sorry, from 102, you connected to 101 here. So what this is going to be here is, what you did is you enable the server for only for file transfer. Okay? Alright. So let's see here. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to map a drive on a Windows drive. So on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a map a drive on a Windows box, and then map a network drive. And this will take whatever the letter you want. And what you have to do is you have to type 192.168.56.101. Okay, and then you click finish. Windows cannot access. And in here, what you're going to do is you're going to type name Zafar, and then you're going to give red hat. I don't know. Zafar, and then I got red hat. Okay. Um, okay, let me try something here. FTP. Okay, let's see here. Give me 1 second. My connection is really slow today. Mapper network drive. Okay. FTP call. That's what I'm doing here. Mapper drive on network location. 192.168.56.101. Okay, so give me 1 second here. System CTO status. System. Okay, you know what? I think this works in conjunction with VSTP here. So give me 1 moment. Let me go ahead and set up VSTP, and then we'll see what happens. Let's see. So this is going to be VSFTP. So this is going to be stands for very secure FTP. Secure file system. Okay, so let me system secure status SSH. Okay, so what's going to happen here is FTP server is set up here. So I'm going to show you what this is going to be used for. But we have to continue on with the VSFTP to understand how the SFTP working. So on SFTP, you can connect to the host without SSHD service running. From the host you are connecting to. You can connect to the host without SSH running from the host you are connecting to. Okay? And example is you do SSH Zafar at 192.168.56.101. Okay. What is happening here is when the user is out there are a lot of services on the regular user, like for example, application users. There are a lot of services which are turned off on their side of the machine. So the reason being is for security reason, if they have a SSH service running, they may be able to gain access to SSH service to that host from somewhere else. So what this is here is set up here is to give access to the users who don't need a root access, so that you could copy files back and forth here. So if you look on 101, the service is running. So general rule of thumb is if you want to make a connection between two servers, the service has to be running on both sides here. For example, everybody have used TeamViewer, right? So I'm going to launch this TeamViewer. So if you want to connect to somebody, then a TeamViewer on their computer needs to be installed. What it is it's just not the application here. It is also a little service running in the background here. So most of the users, they don't know if the TeamViewer process is running in the background here. This is like a little TeamViewer service. Even if I close this application here, the service is still be running. Let's see where it is at. Background processes. Okay, look at this here. A very small service is running here. So what is happening here is on the user which are connecting from this to other site, on the user's location, this service is not there. Okay, what does mean is a user is able to connect from their box to the box they could connect to, but they cannot connect to their own box from the other boxes. So the SSH service is disabled here. So if you are on 102, 192.168.56.102. Okay, so 102 is there. So 192.168.56.102. Not sure why it's not connecting now. Because the SSH service needs to be on. Okay, yeah. Okay, here's what it is. This demonstrates that the if the user is in an outside environment and if you want to connect to this service here, 102, I'm trying with PuTTY here, I'm not able to connect, right? That proves that the service is not there. But that doesn't mean you cannot connect from this server to this other server which is using the same service here. So let me type SSH Zafar at 192.168.56.101. Okay, so now I'm into the server. If I do IP ADDR, I'm into 102 now. I'm sorry, 101. Okay, I'm going to pause for 2 minutes here. I want to hear if you have any questions what I'm demonstrating here. Let me rephrase this.
You are connecting to 101 from 102, right?
Yes. And 102 doesn't have a service running on it. Yet you still could connect. So what it is in this scenario, a user could be on a secure box. He could download some files from a secure box, but he's not able to connect using the SSH. SSH means is disabled. But here's the thing here. Usually this is mapped to the Windows machine. What I was trying to map is actually not working here because I don't have the best network setup. Usually you just go in there and then map the IP address and you should be able to connect just fine. How do I set this up? Okay, does it make sense here? A user can connect via SSH to SFTP host without SSHD service on their own host. Does this make sense?
Yes, sir.
And then I'm going to put this in brackets here, SFTP box. Okay, so SFTP host, I'm going to give this to 192.168.56.101 and then connecting from host without SSH service, okay? And this one is 192.168.56.102. Okay, that's my symbol. No SSH service. A user can connect via SSH to SFTP host without SSH service on it. So let's just keep it simple here. SSH service on their own host. connection is. Okay, good. So let me see here. SFTP. Well, SFTP is nothing but SFTP. I mean FTP. You guys might have heard about FTP server, right? It's just a file sharing server. Okay. No, I don't like that. You guys could hear me just fine, right? Yeah, so, but I don't know why the internet is so slow. Totally encrypted. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, no, don't worry about it. So this should already be installed. Okay, on Rel 7, when I install this, I got a message that it's already installed. So this may not be installed on 6. So you have to run this command yum install OpenSSH service server, and it will enable SSHD and all these services for you. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exit here, and then I'm gonna restart the service. Let's just leave it right there. So let's move on to VSFTP. Uh, okay. So I'm going to set up VSFTP on this 101 also. Okay, VSFTP host. This is going to be a 192.168.56.101. Let me actually split this up here. That way it's easier to work with. Okay, that should make sense. No SSH service. And this is a client. Okay. So here we already have a user. We already have a user Zafar. Okay. So let's keep that way. And so we're gonna have to set up VSFTP server. Okay. So now the package is VSFTP server. Okay, so let's see if it's already installed. Yum provides this. I will go over what this Yum is. Hopefully today or tomorrow. Okay, if I have time. VSFTPD. Okay, and let me hit enter and see. Very secure file system daemon is okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do which. So okay, so it's not installed. So I'm going to say yum install. So what this is yum is. You know what? Actually, let me hold off what yum is. Let me continue on to this. Then I will definitely explain what yum is. Okay, so I'm installing yum install VSFTP -y. That means whenever it gonna come up and ask you if you want to really install it, it will automatically take it as yes. Okay, that's all it's there for. Okay. Here it would have asked as you want to install it, but since we already put y in there, it's installing it for you. Okay. So this is installed here. Now what we have to do is give me 1 second here. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to run this command here, chkconfig. Okay, VSFTPD on. So what this is doing is this is a run level. So this is we have this run level here, right? Run level 0 to 6. We have 7 run levels here, right? What this is check config is it will give you which services are running in which run level, and if you want to have that service turned on or off while it's in that run level here. For example, you put in chconfig here and it gave us network here. So the network service is off in run level 0 because it's turned off. It's off in 1 because we know run level 1 is there is no networking, anything allowed in that run level. And run level 2, the networking is on. It's on here and here and here. And then 6 is off because it's just in a reboot process here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run the command chkconfig and I'm going to do vsftpd on. So more than likely what I'll do is it will check the default action here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It will turn vsftp service on. Okay? Oh, okay. So since this is, this is the command for 7. For Rail 7, systemctl enable vsftpd. Okay, and then we could see the status now. Okay, so vsftpd service daemon loaded. So it says inactive here. So what you're going to have to do is you have to set as active. So before that, I'm going to type chkconfig. Okay, so it's not showing. -hyphen all -a. Okay, so let's do chkconfig. Okay, yeah, it's not going to show you the service is on because it's not active yet. So I'm going to run the command. I'm going to enable it and do activate it. Okay, systemctl start, not active, sorry. Okay, now I'm going to do status. Okay, so now it says active and it's running. And if I do chconfig, if you want the system, okay, let's try this. Okay. All right, let me chconfig and then grep for vsftpd. Okay. So the one we are looking for, vsftpd service, it's running. It is on. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to check this here. Sometimes the service is already on, so you just have to run it and check it. But enabling and disabling it and rerunning it, stopping it, if it's already running in those status, it's not going to hurt, okay? Okay. So then what you do is, you could run this command too, or you run this command. You check the status. If it's not enabled, then enable it, and then this is what will enable it. It will start the service. Okay, and then you could check the status again. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, what we're going to do? We're going to, we're going to do netstat. Oh, netstat is not here, right? So now, okay, go ahead and install netstat here for 7. Yum install netstat. What does it say? Loaded mirror. So if you don't know which package it is, what you're going to do is yum provides, provides, and hit enter. So it's going to search through it and let you know which file system, which package you need to install for netstat or whatever the package you're looking for. Okay, so it's slow here. Let's put it in Google. Netstat for RHEL 7. Netstat command not found. Yum what provide? Netstat, yum provides. Oh, okay. So it's part of yum tools, net tools. Okay, it's bundled up into different things here, so let me cancel this. So here it. And then -y. What it's going to do is it's going to install all these tools here for me. It's not very big. It's only 306 kilobytes. So. Okay, now what I'm going to do is netstat, and okay, so and then I'm going to do netstat ANP. So all network ports here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab for listen. Okay, so hopefully the one we are looking for is already listening. Okay. Alright, so I need your help guys. Tell me which port number is VSFTP here, looking at here. Anybody?
Wait, what was the question? It's like what port?
Yeah, what port is VSFTPD is running? Did you find VSFTPD?
Yes. The 2046.
What? 2046? No. 2046, this is
2046.
process ID. This is a process ID.
Oh, okay. Then 21.
21?
21 is port ID, right?
Yeah,
21.
that's what I was going to see, yeah. So port 22 is our good old SSH and port 21 is VSFPD. Okay? Alright. So that will be the, I'm going to put down here port 21. And this is port 22. In package we need here is SSHD dot no open SSH dot server. Okay, and there is no config file in here, and the command we used is yum. We used yum, and we used user add, and we used password command. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There is. I'm going to show you what all that means is when we're going to go into the administration here. So we used we used system CTL. Okay, and okay, package is so service is VSFTPD service. We use that service here, and what protocol is this? TCP protocol, and this is also a TCP protocol. TCP. System CTL yum. Okay, let me finish this first here. And secure copy. This is port 22. Protocol is TCP. And do we need to restart service? No. Service is already there. Okay, good. So what you should do is next step. This is system from networks. Okay, so you do next stack and then hyphen A and P. So instead of this, what you could do is you could grab 421 or hyphen W. Okay. If you do hyphen W, it will get you the exact port it's looking on. So verify the port is running. Okay, and then what you have to do is you have to check the SE Linux here. SE Linux is Security Enhanced Linux. Okay, so what you need to do is, there is a command that says if the SE Linux is enabled, get enforce. Okay, it's enforcing. So check for SE Linux. SE Linux stands for Security Enhanced Linux. And most of the time it is disabled on your system because the security is managed on the network layer. Okay, networking people is managing, and also there is no antivirus anything installed on these boxes here because networking people will take care of the security part. The reason being is SE Linux and antivirus anything you installed will actually hinder the performance. So I believe even on Windows environment, on the Windows servers, the antivirus is not installed or any security is installed because it's managed on the network layer using firewalls and other tools. Okay, so what this will do is this will improve the performance, okay? Alright, so get enforce, and if it's enforcing, okay, so this is the command get enforce. So if it says enforcing, you have to disable this, okay? How do you disable this? So the command is set enforce number 0. So what this will do is this will disable the SE Linux here, Security Enhanced Linux. Okay, so this permissive means it's allowed, it's disabled. Okay, so I think I need to copy this. Get enforce. Security is on. Okay, and then if you do set enforce 0, this will disable SE Linux. Okay, so SE Linux is on. Okay, so when you do that set enforce 0, this will disable it. And it will give you the output permissive. That means disabled. And then if you want to set it back again, all you have to do is set enforce 1. And when you get the get enforce, it's enforce it. But we want it 0. So I'm going to do SE Linux. I'm going to disable this. Most of the time in your environment, you don't have to worry about this. All the places I worked, the SE Linux is disabled. Most of the time. I mean, I never seen any servers which are running SE Linux. Maybe by mistake. By mistake, they have SE Linux, and then you will get a ticket that says there is problem going on. You check the SE Linux, and then you just disable it. Okay. So far, you guys are with me, right? Any questions? Okay, so no questions. That means let's move on. Okay, and there is also a Linux firewall built in here. So what I'm going to do is check if the firewall is on. Okay, system CTL. Okay, status, firewall, D. Okay, so what we have here is we have firewall D as active here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to stop it, then we're going to disable it. So I'm going to do stop. I'm going to check the status again. So it says inactive, but it's still loaded here. It says loaded here. That means it's enabled here. If the system reboots, it will automatically turn itself on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable it. Okay, now I'm going to check the status. Okay. It says enabled inactive dead and loaded. Okay, let me check what we saw earlier. Loaded inactive dead process ID. Okay, to make sure, what you could do is you could run this command here. Systemctl list files, and you could grep for, grep for firewall D. Okay, yeah. This is what I'm looking for, disabled. If the system restarts unexpectedly, it will stay disabled here, okay? So that's what I was looking for. Okay, every system, the operating system has its firewall in there, okay? So I think for my Windows, the firewall is there too. So the firewall is there. But in the data center, for each and every server, we have like thousands of servers. Your firewall is disabled on the operating system side. Firewall as well as the other security measures are managed on the network layer. Network team manages all this here. They actually use the hardware firewall. Okay, so why is this disabled here? For the performance. Okay, you do systemctl firewall D, and then you stop it, stop the service, and then you disable it, and then make sure you check the status is dead. Okay, and then you check another status here, grep for firewall D. Okay, so let me clear this here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, so now we have to play around with the one configuration file here for VSFTPD. Okay, so VI etc VSFTPD and VSFTPD. Okay, and then what I'm looking for is I'm gonna look for configuration file .conf. Okay, so what is the etc folder for? etc,
All configuration file.
yeah, anything which is configuration related is it etc folder. Okay, I have told you in the beginning of the class. If you destroy the etc folder, then you're doing some serious damage. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna check some default configuration here. Most of them should be so most of this should be we don't have to touch it here. So let's see. We have anonymous enabled here. Okay, so if you have anonymous enabled, when you are connecting to the server, there won't be it won't ask you for the password. Okay, so let's leave that alone. So local enable, yes. So the local user ID connecting from the client here. Okay, if you say no here, the user is not able to connect to the server. Okay, so right enabled, you should leave this alone. Okay, and UMask, I'm not even going to explain you what this is. Okay, you worry about that. I'll talk to you about this later. Okay, we're not changing anything in here. Okay, and let's see here. I'm looking for the ones which are not commented out. Okay, so the directory message says enable, so I'm not gonna touch that, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Connect from port 20. Okay, so it's gonna allow you to connect from port 20. Sometimes port 20 is used to connect from, and it will allow you to do that. You could connect from 21 and 22 too. Okay, so I'm not gonna change that. Okay, and X transfer log. Yeah, I'm gonna have the transfer log, and then I'm gonna go down here. And then listen, when listen directive is enabled, VSFTP runs in the standalone mode and listens on the IP4 socket. This directive cannot be used in conjunction with the listen. Yeah, I'm gonna make this yes. I have to use uppercase yes. Okay, and listen IPv6, PAN services, ESFTP, user list enabled, yes. TCP wrapper, yes. Okay. I'm going to save and exit. And then, okay, I think I need to give you better information here. So, anonymous is enabled. Username and password is required. Is not required. Okay, if you said this yes, it's not required. If you said this no, that means it will connect without password. So we're going to play around with it when we actually connect it. And this is local user ID connecting from client. Okay, and right enable, yes, because we're going to allow you, if the user want to save something there, then transfer. This is actually transfer of files. Okay, and UMask, don't do anything to it, leave it alone. And what else we have here? Directory messages, yes, we need that. Okay, and the transfer logs, we would need that. So leave that alone. If you want to allow it to connect from port 20, yeah, leave it alone. And what else we have here? Transfer, log, standard format. Yes. And yes, we're going to enable the listen. And listen IPv6. Yes, this is installed. I want you guys to play around with this and see what happens, okay? Play around with this. Play around with this and this. And local user enables ID. Okay, you could definitely play around with these three things. For sure, right enabled. Okay, play around with this too. Okay, just make it no. Okay, make sure you're putting it in capital letters there. If yes is in capital letters, make sure no is also in capital letters. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this on a client machine. One 192.168.56.102, right? Yeah, 102. Okay. So this one here, I need to. This is 102, right? So let's see which FTP. So FTP is not installed on this box here. So what I need to do is I need to enable NAT on this box also. Okay, good. So I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna do init 0. I'm gonna see if that SSHD service came back up. Okay. System CTL status SSHD. Okay, yeah. So if I would have run system CTL disable SSHD service, then when the system restarts, it will not come up. Okay, so you can try that on your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to putty in 192.168.56.102. Okay, and then I'm gonna do root. I'm gonna do red hat. Okay, I'm gonna minimize this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm on the client. I'm gonna set this side as a client machine. Okay, so let's see here. FTP. Which FTP? Okay, so FTP is not installed, but I'm going to run the service and see if FTP is there at all. What is the command to see if the FTP is there? You just run this command. No. Copy. You type FTP. So the FTP is not there. So you have to install the package yum install. Let's do provides first. FTP. See, it's connecting to this server here. It's connecting to UIC Chicago. And it's connecting to this one of these other places here. I'll show you how to set up local YAM repository next week. Oh, sure. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to just install it. Install -y. My internet is dead slow today. 6 kilobytes, 3 kilobytes.